Alright folks, here we are. Been a long time. It's been about a month since I made a video on this golf cart. I had a lot going on. I bought another four-wheeler. I installed an air compressor at the shop here. I got an air line going up the 50-foot retractable hose. And I did all this because I got to get this clutch off of this rear axle right here. With the air compressor at least. And I've seen the video. It's real hard to get that clutch off. I don't even know if this is going to work for me. But a guy took a pry bar on a video that I watched and he pried on it and he used an air hammer. Well, I didn't have an air hammer. I'm sure they make an electric one, but I needed an air compressor for the shop anyhow. So that you've seen that in prior videos if you watch any of my stuff. Also, I bought a four-wheeler for my kid. I had to do a little work to it, get it running right. This kind of got put on the back burner for a couple weeks, about a month or so, four or 5 weeks. And it's December 26th, 2024 right now. I got my fireplace going, got a good fire going. I split some wood this morning. So we're going to get started on this. We got to take this rear tire off. I'll have to take this inner fender out, but I'm just going to time lapse that. And then whenever I get into the air compressor and using the air chisel / hammer, I'll show y'all what I'm going to try to do. So, alright. I don't know if it's the same on all of them, but this here is going to be a 3/16 socket. I'll be damned. I had to put it right on that shaft and it slid right off. Now mind you, I've been spraying it for a couple weeks with the Throttle, which ain't no different than some WD-40. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm thrilled. Look at that, boys. There she is. Old clutch. Alright, so got it off. I had to put it right on this shaft right here. Right on the tip of this shaft. Now there are threaded holes. There's a threaded hole right there. You need to be diligent of that threaded hole and try not to mess up your threads. You will have to put a bolt back in there eventually. So that's it. That's how I remove the clutch. I'm going to put a new 780 clutch on there and we can go from there. Alright, here we are. Got the brand new 780 rear axle clutch. I don't quite remember what I paid for it. It was under $200. It's pretty sweet. There really ain't no markings on it stating that it's a 780 clutch, but whatever. I'm going to put a little Throttle on the shaft. Put a little bit in here. Some in this keyway. We're going to reuse the same keyway that was in there. See if I can get this shaft to turn a little bit with this pair of pliers. He's tight. Looks like it don't want to fit, but barely. I might have to adjust this axle a little bit, but I'm thinking I can maybe jimmy it in here. I have no idea what my plan is here. I'm thinking I'm going to try to pry this frame over a little bit. I don't know. We're going to play it by ear here. That ain't fitting. Let me make some adjustments. I'll get back at you. Alright, so I'm just thinking I'm just going to have to pry it in there, just wedge it. I got the keyway lined up with the hole on the inside of the shaft, on the inside of the clutch. I'm just going to pry it in there. I'm just going to flex it. I don't know if it's going to work. Okay, yeah, we're going to make this happen. This might not be the right way. Don't care. Oh yeah, we're getting it now. We'll turn this shaft a little bit. Okay, there she is. Okay. Okay. Folks, I'm gonna tell you, it ain't easy. I don't know if this is the right way, but it's working for me. Kind of. There she is. She's on there. She's free. Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Alright. Well, the phone cut off. When I got a piece of dun edge and my hammer. All I did was, to get it on the rest of the way, I just stuck it on the end right here. Tapped it in there. Like that right there. She went on the rest of the way. So now, I gotta find a bolt that will go in there. I don't know where I put the bolt. I'm hoping it's in the front of the golf cart. So, we'll see. Alright. Alright, so this is the bolt I found. I keep a lot of bolts and stuff around the shop. If you look, you see that dark mark. That's as far as it threaded in there. To where the head's going to be outside. I got like about a 1/2 inch gap between the outside of the clutch and the shaft. But I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to put this lock nut or lock washer on here. I'm going to put this little baby fender washer on here. And then I'm going to put this big fender washer on here. Now these are not the right size. They're not, whatever. I'm just mocking it up. If it works, great. If not, then we'll go a different route. I'm going to impact it on here and call it quits, on this clutch back here. And that's all I'm going to do right there. She's on there, boy. So, Got the rear clutch on now. Now I'm gonna start setting the motor. Alright, so here we are. I got the primary clutch on the 459 motor, 780 clutch. Now, if you remember in a previous video, I modified the keyway. Well, I demodified it just now. I'm just gonna let it be the way it is. And if I have problems down the road, then I'll fix it as they come. This is the keyway that actually come with this motor. I mean, I don't like it, but it is what it is. The shaft ain't very thick either. It's a thin keyway, if you will. But anyhow, I'm about to put this on. So I had to buy a bolt that went in this motor. The bolt that I bought is a 3/8 by 24 by 3 inches long thread. It's stainless steel. It threads in there good. Now this clutch come with this little collar, this little washer. It just sits right here like this. But I'm gonna add this fender washer to it that I got, and the lock washer. And I'm gonna snug it in there and go from there. Alright, after further review, I may end up having to change that clutch, flip it 180 degrees. I don't know yet. I have an engine mount plate that I bought off of Amazon, some stock, some tubing, square tubing stock. I don't know how they pronounce it or how they say it. I'm not a welder by trade, so I might be saying it wrong. I don't really care. And I may end up fabbing, most likely I'm going to fab up something to mount that engine plate in here, okay? Alright, so I'm going to do away with a lot of this. That's some of the old wiring I'm not going to use. There may be a way you could possibly use it, but I'm not going to use it. Not that I know of. I'm just going to gut it out of here. And I'm going to get rid of this throttle plate thing here. I don't know how the Kart Performance guys did it with this plate here. Now they did use a Vegas Karts kit. I'm not using a Vegas Karts kit. I'm using just the straight up. I'm going to fabricate it myself. I'm going to be quiet so we can... Just pops off of there. Got your throttle right there. So what I'll do is I'll tie in a throttle cable to here, and then it'll go around to the carburetor. Real simple. Alright. It's gonna get loud. Just like that. Now we got some space. Still got our throttle cable position thing there. set this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that plate in here somehow. Okay. Being said, it most likely can be done without adding a engine plate, but the engine plate lifts the engine up, and if you put the stock tubing in there, the square stock, it'll probably lift it up another inch. And I'm looking for the height right now so I can have some backwards and forward movement with the engine. So I'm going to look at putting this plate that I got in here. Alright, I got a little update on the plate. I've been over here fabbing. I don't know how well it's going to do, but we're going to give it a try. I'm going to show you what I got. Alright, so this plate, the holes did not line up at all. If you see it's off center a little bit, I did that on purpose, kind of on accident too. But so what I did was I welded these this tube stock right here to the plate. Okay, these bolts will never ever come out of here unless I cut them out. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. There's my old goober weld. They're going to sit down in the holes on the frame. And I cut 2 holes right here so I can have forward and backwards movement. Like if the belt tightens up or loosens up, hopefully 1 bolt hole will be enough. But I will not have any side to side movement. Like this is going to go in and it's going to sit. It's going to sit in there exactly where I need it to, hopefully. But I'm about to put this motor on this plate and bolt it in there while it's up here. That way I only got to do the bolts on the bottom. And I'm going to set it in the cart and show you what I got. Alright, so my kid come here and got my tripod. So I got the camera all mounted funny. I'm going to try to set this motor in here. Like I said, the bolts that are never going to come out, they should just go in the holes that are on the frame, existing holes. Let me show you. This hole here, this hole here. All I did was took that square tubing and I mocked up some holes, drilled straight through it, passed through the square tubing with some bolts. Now we're going to see what we can do with it. See if we can get it to sit in there. Hopefully she's lining up good. Oh, she's heavy. She's a big girl. Big old 459. Okay, let's see. Alright, now we gotta work on getting them bolts through them little holes. Alright, here we go. That one. So the front just sat down, I do believe. I got 1 bolt through the front. Still working on the back. Alright, I'm gonna get back at you. Alright, here's the throttle bracket that I had to modify. I had to thin this metal out a little bit. I took a paddle wheel on the side grinder. I just scuffed it down. Then I took this little throttle cable bracket right here. And I had to drill out the hole also. Now, mind you, this is what was in there, okay? 7/16 and a number 8 socket fits this to pull it out. You may be able to reuse that if you buy a kit from Vegas Carts. They might have some kind of adapter. But this is me fabbing everything. I'm not the best fabricator in the world. Don't claim to be. This here is my exhaust pipe, trash welding. I bought this pipe. This original pipe was off of Amazon, and I had to add a 6-inch piece to it to get it to the position I want. This is a custom made bracket that I made that's gonna go onto this hole right here. And as in the first video, I told you where I got that metal from. But yeah, she's getting there. When I fire it up, I'm gonna make a video tomorrow of me cranking it up. This clutch kicks open and I have to take my pry bar and kick it out. So I don't know if something's too tight or what. I gotta do some reading on it. But it don't look, it's as lined up as I can get it. I don't really have the right tools for this. Don't really care. I can adjust the motor a little bit this way if I have to, and a little bit this way. I made some holes for that, but it's coming along. Right now we're working on the throttle, like I said earlier. This is just a go-kart cable that I had for the go-kart throttle cable, and I'm making it work. So the factory pedal will turn this thing right here that I'm working on now, the little bracket, and then that cable will come around. If you see that mark right there, I'm going to cut this lip off, and I'm going to drill a hole right here, and I'm going to install a bracket to hold that cable down. So, alright folks, here we are. I got her. As you can tell, she's out the shop. I got my exhaust pipe, which my paint job ain't worth a crap. Whatever, you know, $10 in paint, $20 in paint, whatever. I primed it, and I used high heat paint. But, you know, you get what you pay for, I guess. Anyhow, this belt, I got it on here. It's 43 and I think a ½ inch long. We're done almost. We got it running. I got a video of it going down the road. You're going to see at the end of this video. Here's my throttle cable that I was talking about. I just drilled a small hole and used a Phillips head screw, and it comes around the back and it ties in right here, which I got to make some adjustments on this, but I got my bracket that I showed y'all in the video in here. It's all welded together and bolted in right there. Now there's multiple ways you can do this. I just did it the way I could figure out, you know. This is your linkage for your rear end. I'm just doing it by hand right now in the videos. But we got her running, boys. She's alive. Let's see if she'll crank up. There we go. Let's see what she does. Put the choke on real quick. And I got a special bracket that I ordered for this, so I can do it with a cable, but right now I'm just doing it by hand. Let's see here. Let me set the phone down so I can throttle a little bit. Well, I might throttle with my foot real quick. And the throttle working right there. Oh yeah, he's trying to move. He's in gear right now. Well, she's dead, but she's cold right now. That's it. Once it warms up, it'll stay running. But got a regular old car battery. This is 615 cold cranking amps, and I put a meter on this thing, and it does charge. So it must have a stator or something in it. I'm not sure, but it's got some kind of charging system in it. And mine, a lot of people put the cone air filter on here, but I'm going to modify that seat right there to where I can use the factory air box and filter. I'm trying to keep it as factory as I can. The only thing that's modified on the engine is this exhaust pipe, but that's because I had to do it. And it looks like I very well could put this muffler right here and get rid of that exhaust pipe, but this is the way the Vegas Karts kit is. It comes with a manifold that goes around, and but yeah, so I fabricated one. I'm sick right now. If you can hear it, it's terrible. I hate it. It's going around. It's like what's today's date? Today's January 5th, 2025. But this belt is 43.5 inches long and 1 3/16 wide. And that's what is required for them 780 clutches. I don't know if my alignment's exactly right on the belt. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it together. Put it all back together, and we're going to ride it. We're going to drive it. And if it starts eating up the belts, then I'll adjust it accordingly. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. I got to do some throttle adjustments on it, but when I do that, when I'm driving it in the video, at the end of this video, you can see me using the pedal, but then I reach down and I grab the governor arm and I'll pedal it with my hand in the video. This thing probably go about 30 miles per hour. I mean, it's not a racing golf cart, but I mean it'll get you around town and get you around the neighborhood. But it's gonna be sweet when we get done with it.
Yeah.
Native boys, got to do some throttle adjustment. Predator 459.